Good morning. Is this the time to say Feliz Navidad? I'm happy to be here today, and of course, I say the same thing I say about wonderful Texas every day. It is a beautiful day here in Texas. It's the day after Christmas, and we are still having problems with certain people in certain parts of the world, and you wonder how we are now past what are we past? It's we're just past all of the good times. There are many good times coming, and of course, we're still, or I'm still asking the question: how is it that some people are able to get away with everything, good, bad, or otherwise? And although I said I wasn't going to say this today, I find myself wondering how some things that happen here, are able to happen, and nobody says anything to anybody. And it's hard to believe that what does happen is in the hands of just a few people, because so many people say nothing. And again, at this time of the year, when the most famous of all Jews is being celebrated, in other places, Jews are having happen to them what happened to this, the most famous. How does that happen? How is it allowed to happen? And the funny thing is, it's called the Christmas. And how are we able to literally talk out of both sides of our mouths when we say this? And once again, I'm asking myself, what kind of a world are we leaving to our children? And when I think about them calling me Pollyanna, that I can actually say to myself, Feliz Navidad. And with all of what has gone into that particular day that has gone past now, how is someone able to look in the mirror and allow the things that are happening here in America, here in other countries, here in other parts of the universe? How does this happen? And nobody says anything. And I always call my mama to mind, one thing I remembered, or do remember, that my mother said to us all the time. And that was, Mama said, we did not have any money, or we were not rich, or we did not have stuff, but we were never poor, irrespective of the argument that my son gives. Because, as Mama said, we never went to bed hungry. We never went to bed cold. And we always had someone to say, it's going to be all right. That's what we need more of. Someone to tell us it's going to be all right. And although I don't know much about the Bible, I remember one part that was talked about was Armageddon. And I find myself wondering how close we are to the Armageddon right now. It's the last days. And I find myself saying, Pollyanna and all, is he tired? Has he taken all that he can take? Has his cup runneth over? Normally and at all times, I do believe, as Mama said, his cup runs over with love for not just me or you, but for everyone. Whether you're black, white, grizzly, or gray, purple with chartreuse polka dots. Might have a little problem with that, but even there. And what do we do? How do we serve each other? Do we really love our neighbors as we love ourselves? Because the one thing you have to say is that until you love yourself, you cannot love your neighbor. Think about that. Think about that for 1 minute. And if you see your neighbor needing something, not wanting something, but needing something, and you've got it, not a lot of it, but you've got some of it, share it with them. That was one of the things Mama always said, and I'm told you this a million times. I'm the 14th of 15 kids. And Mama said, we did not have any money, but we were never poor because we never went to bed hungry. We never went to bed cold. And we always had someone to tell us it's going to be all right. And with all of the bickering that went between brothers and sisters, and those of you who have brothers and sisters know that this happens, and it happens because it's human. That's the way things happen. But now, at this point in time, since I've preached a little bit today, I'm going to go back to my Pollyanna part, because my dogs have been just totally unusual. If you notice, I haven't had anybody in the Amen corner today. And of course, that's because the little dogs down the street passing by. And I haven't said to you, I certainly hope that you had a wonderful Christmas. And I hope that the rest of the holidays are filled with joy and laughter for you. And as this year comes to an end, I hope and pray that we enter the new year looking forward to the brotherhood. And you know something, we always talk about the brotherhood, but there's another part to that. There's a sister. And we don't need to make that differentiation, because they're males and females, ergo, they're brothers and sisters. And I had 11 brothers. And my one goal in life as a little girl was to be a wonderful little sister. And I found out at some point in time that I was not the wonderful little sister that I thought I was, or that I wanted to be, because someplace along the way, and I don't know what happened, but I found out that there was a way to hurt my brothers. And once I found that out, maybe the sweet little sister in me didn't come out until maybe in the last few days, now that I'm down to one brother. And you wonder, how does this happen? How do I get a name like Pollyanna? And one of the things was because basically I always thought of what my mother said, and that was that one definition she gave me. We did not have any money, but we were never poor. And I realized that being rich has nothing to do with having money. It has to do with having a lot of stuff under the bed. In every little corner, you've got stuff. But my mother, Mama was rich beyond imagination. And to call me Pollyanna, I've begun to realize that that isn't a bad thing to be called, because it means that you see the best of everything. You think everything is good. And when you really, really think about it and look around you at all of the storms, the sheer poverty in which some people are living, the illnesses that are happening, you have to be thankful that this isn't happening to you. It's not happening to your family. And if you're fortunate enough to have something, you share it. Learn to share. Because sharing is really the best of everything that you have. Because it means that you are aware of the fact there are other people. When I walk down the sidewalks here, And this is one of the things where I've begun to understand with my dog, that in my phrase to her is no dizzy woof woof, because she sees another dog 2 or 3 blocks away and just gets absolutely insane. But all of a sudden, she has stopped being a little puppy, stopped being a little dog, has become the 80-pound pit bull that she is. But the thing is that she's a good dog. She's a sweet dog. And she realizes that the street doesn't belong to her, and that we can cross to the other side when we see another dog coming. And she's learned to know to say woof woof. And maybe she will just say woof, because the other dog doesn't say woof woof. The other dog has said woof. And you don't have to go around growling and carrying on as if you own the world. But believe it or not, we do. We really do, because don't go to bed hungry. We don't go to bed cold. And I've learned that I don't have to walk on the sidewalk with my dog. I walk in the street with my dog. And it makes it easy for the nice dogs who don't go along this say woof woofing all the time to just come by and say woof. And she'll just say woof. And all of a sudden, she realizes she doesn't have to be crazy. And being Pollyanna isn't too bad. And being thankful is what we need to do. What we need to do is learn to talk to the man in the mirror. Do you ever talk to the man in the mirror? You know who the man in the mirror is? Even if you're not a man, if you're a woman, women need to talk to the women in the mirror too. Because women have a place, the same place in the world that men have. And the way into it and out of it is RESPCT, and sharing, and knowing that we have a reason to be thankful. First thing is, we're here. And even though I'm in this wheelchair, that's the only thing that I cannot do is walk. And on some days, I'm able, matter of fact, every day I'm able to get up and take 2 or 3 steps to get to the chair. And some days I'm able to take more steps than that. But I'm also fortunate enough that all of my children and grandchildren help me, and help me to share what I've got with them, share what they have with me. They make me laugh, and laughter is probably one of the best medicines in the world. And one of the things that we need to do is learn to talk to that man in the mirror. Learn to be thankful. Learn to share. And learn to say, maybe if I try a little bit harder, maybe I can help somebody other than myself. And looking at that man in the mirror and so, and now, there is my DC because at some point in time, the little dogs next door have come out. And that also means that it's time for the school buses to come, so that we're going to have a lot of company. And at this point, I'm going to say adios. And thank you so much for listening and sharing this time with me. And I hope to talk to you again sometime soon. And if you want to hear a little bit more, let us know. And adios.